Hi, everybody. The title was clickbait. Got you. Wait, no, don't leave. No. So it's not, this is about people like Pirate Software. I just put him in the title to get some eyes. Okay, I do admit it. But, I have so many thoughts about him because I am the age where I have seen every major cancellation. Like, I'm old enough to have been there for Hansel or Kelly, even though I was a child, so I didn't really know what an R. Kelly was. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, that I'm hoping to make a couple videos just about, um, cancellation in general. And what's been like on my mind, because the Pirate Software thing came right off the heels of me being really interested in the Sarah Boone case, and I'm going to make it very clear before I continue that I am not comparing their actions, okay? Pirate Software is a hypocrite on the internet. Sarah Boone is actually took a life. So I'm not saying they're comparable. But I am saying they have the same exact personality. Okay, maybe not same exact, but they have a lot of the same personality traits. They both have that narcissistic personality, and it's ruined both of their lives, albeit in different ways. And that's so fascinating to me, and also quite sad. And this is going to be a long form video, by the way. And I thought this kind of fits in with my vibe though, because it's kind of like advice on how to stay grounded, or at least I hope I can help both of us really try to stay grounded. Because they both have the thing where literally anything is better than being wrong. Losing your career is better than being wrong. Life in prison is better than being wrong. And I think what stands out to me is that I almost get it. I hate when I've made a mistake. Like, it'll drive me crazy. I cannot take it. I will, like, apologize on the floor. Like, um, but that means that sometimes I don't take accountability when I should right away. I like to think that I take accountability eventually, um, because I like being honest. And that's where kind of the difference is, because even though it sucks to make a mistake, it sucks to admit you were wrong, and it sucks to mess stuff up, the only way I've found to feel better is to face the facts that you messed up and try to make amends, or just, move on and help everybody else move on. So, the idea of just ruining your life instead is so sad, though. Like, don't you guys think that's sad? That instead of just taking the L and then being able to continue to live your life, now your life's ruined. And, like, what now? And also, I feel like that must be such a frightening reality for those kind of people. Because if they can't ever do anything wrong, if they don't ever think they did anything wrong, then life just must be a terrifying series of people being mean to you for no reason and betraying you for no reason and acting in ways that you can't understand. Like, everyone else in the entire world must seem so evil and cruel in that they just hate you in particular. And that seems like a really tough way to live. And so at this juncture, you might be thinking, is she saying I should forgive them? I should forgive people like this? And like, I'm not telling you how to live your life, okay? Sometimes forgiveness is divine, sometimes forgetting is the best. That's just the brass facts. I am saying that if it helps bring you some peace, if holding anger inside you, and if you are like me and you're kind of like a catch-all for emotions, you're like the emotional lint trap, so you like catch on to people feeling anger and sadness, and it gets really, it just weighs you down, then it might bring you peace to think of that point of view of how confusing and disorienting life would be if you're never wrong. So everyone is just out to get you for literally no reason because you're just a regular guy. Um, and so thinking of it that way just might help bring you some peace. At the very least, I hope that, and I only use two examples because I am not here to do a deep dive on anyone. And I especially don't have anything to add to like any story that's been told so far on the internet that y'all don't already know as far as like the brass tacks of what happened. So that's why I'm only bringing up two people. But just think if you know people like this in your life, what I'm trying to say is hopefully this will help center you. So if you're ever worried, like, geez, how do people get this delusional? Am I going to be that bad? Can I be that bad? Can that just happen? I'm hoping this will help give you a viewpoint to center yourself. So that way, if this does happen to you, um, like if you start to go down the path, then you can stop and go, wait a minute, am I accountable? Sometimes you're gonna be. Everyone messes things up sometimes. And sometimes everyone makes big mistakes sometimes. I pray and I hope that neither of us ever make mistakes that are irreparable, but everyone F's up. And the only way you're going to be able to cope with that is facing it head on. That's, I guess, another one of my thesis statements. I probably have a few thesis statements. I'm getting used to this whole long formness, so please excuse me if this is rambly. But yes, in conclusion, life's a lot less scary if you know what's going on. Life's still scary enough anyways, without being so delulu you don't even understand why people do what they do. And people are confusing enough without cloaking yourself in a layer of not understanding yourself, I guess. So, that's one of my conclusions. And then my other conclusion is if you find yourself getting unduly upset by internet personalities, I am definitely guilty of that, then try to think of a different point of view. And I'm going to try to introduce alternate points of views as well. That's one of my goals with my presence online. All right. Thank you so much if you sat through my first, in a long time, long form video. I hope you liked it. Please comment on how I can improve, stories you have, or just thoughts and opinions. If you want to say hello, hi, how's it going? I do have a coffee, and it's not a subscription, so if you'd like to throw a couple bucks my way, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But also, if you want to like, comment, subscribe, that would help me a lot. And since I have a couple minutes, I'm gonna say I tried some new stuff. I tried some new lighting. I tried a filter. Hopefully, it wasn't distracting. Tell me what you think. I think filters make me look very weird. So it would be nice to have some feedback. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And it's raining right now, and I'm so cozy and nice. And I hope wherever you are, you're feeling nice too. Okay. See you later. Bye. Alvida Zane. I just have a couple seconds. Ah!